The convoy is on its way to Paris. It was meant to arrive a little bit earlier this evening, but it's taking a little bit of time. I think the original idea was full impact on a Friday night, but it looks as though they're going to be concentrating on Saturday now. The weather's going to be quite good tomorrow. They're hoping lots of other people will turn up, not just from the south of France. The main convoy set off for Nice early in the week, but all points of the compass, really, coming from the west in Brest. They're coming from Dijon in the east. And we'll see tomorrow what the hope is of the organisers. It will be a repeat of the really quite spectacular Yellow Vest protests, which started in around November 2018 and went on for pretty much 2 years, up until lockdown, when centre Paris, looked like a war zone at times. There was huge dissent being shown by lots of ordinary men and women. And this is what the organisers of this convoy are hoping will happen tomorrow. They don't clearly just don't want to just blockade the roads. They want to be out on the pavements as well, confronting the forces of law and order and trying to persuade the government of their cause, Neil.
Now, the protest in Canada has been famously good-natured, peaceful, all sorts of scenes of people handing out free food and almost like a carnival atmosphere. What do you suspect will be the atmosphere in Paris? Will it model itself on that peaceful example, or do you think things could be different?
Well, Paris is traditionally a protest city, of course. The modern Fifth Republic is built on revolution and street violence and all kinds of very, very violent events. And that is actually, believe it or not, quite an accepted part of the political protests over here. If I told you back in November 2018, I witnessed some of the worst riots I've ever seen in France, on the Champs-Élysées, right in the centre of the city. There were all kinds of public monuments, banks, restaurants, businesses being set on fire. There were huge fights going on with the police. What did President Emmanuel Macron do? He backed down. He agreed that fuel surcharges he had added to the cost of petrol were going to be taken away. They won policy initiatives. And they know that if they come into Paris tomorrow and they do very little and they just kind of sit around, there won't be a huge amount of impact. That sounds very, very brutal, but that's how it is in France. And so I suspect that, of course, many of the organisers and many of those taking part are very much against violence and are peaceful people like the rest of us. But if I told you there's 7,000 police being put on the streets first thing in the morning, armoured cars in the city. They've already been out on the ring road around the city, and they'll all be out there tomorrow. I can bet you anything tear gas will start to be used. There'll be lots of paramilitaries out with guns, clearly plastic bullets. So they won't be killing people, but they will certainly be confronting the protests with plenty of arms. And so, yes, I suspect there will be violence, Neil.